we have a very interesting position that I want to cover. Started as a Nimzovich defense and turned into a wing gambit, which is fine. Should take with a knight, but he took with the queen. We got this position. I could have won immediately. He allows this. Opponent is a grandmaster, and he allows this. Winning. So, just goes to show you that it doesn't matter who you're playing. If they violate the opening principles, they could be lost in a couple moves. Alright. But you can play d5 too, which is, similar with bishop b2. And d5, and again, bishop b2, and this is just lights out. Like, this is just horrible. I was looking for stuff like this. Yeah, like queen e2, and bishop takes f6. And this is, it's so bad because just rook e1 now. I mean, have you ever seen bishops like that do that in the opening? Pretty rare. Pretty rare to see bishops like that in the opening. Anyway, the position that I wanted to discuss, we're going to go through the nonsense. And you can see that my bishop's on a3, so he can't castle. And that's of interest, so now I decide to castle. Okay, and this is the position I was looking at and I want to discuss. I was looking at knight takes e6. And then if he plays bishop e6, then rook e1. And then if he plays king e7, then rook takes e6. But I didn't see king e6. Say bishop takes c6, then after that pawn takes. Oh, the idea is that we have rook b7 at the end. I did miss that. I missed that, but it's beautiful. So can you guys see it? Knight takes e6. Bishop takes e6. Rook e1. Let's do some calculation. If he plays queen d7, then knight d4 is winning. So knight e6, bishop e6, rook e1, king f7, rook takes e6, king takes e6. Okay. At this point, we're down a whole rook. And his king's in the center. So, but it should be enough for the rook. His king like that. Bishop takes knight. He has to take that back. And then knight d4 check. Knight d4 check. And if he plays king d7, rook b7, king c8, rook g7 probably, and knight takes c6 is over. Okay, so knight e6, bishop e6, rook e1, king f7, rook e6, king e6, bishop c6, b c6, knight d4. If king now goes to f7, then we have rook b7 check. He's still in the crossfire. If he plays king g8, now we play, well, a number of moves win. One is rook takes g7, king g7, and knight e6. The other is just knight takes c6. And then queen d5, because the key move that I missed is that the rook is guarding d7, so the queen can't stay on this line, so we play queen takes d5. So in a real game, this is the type of calculation that you would want to go through. If of course you have time that you'd want to go through to make that work. Because if you don't play this now, the chance passes you by. You're already down a couple pawns. You can't retreat the knight. So I played rook e1, which is not as good. It's not as good because after rook e1 he can take, and it's not the same threat. He can play e5, and I'm still better even down a piece. But again, the winning move is the most direct. Knight takes e6, work those pins. His king is stuck in the center. If he plays queen d7, knight d4 is winning on the spot. So he has to play king f7, and this is the moment where you play the powerful move, and I miss rook b7. Rook takes e6. He has to take, and now bishop takes c6. We're only down in exchange now. He has to take back. If he takes back, it's a full rook. And then we could either probably play rook b7 or knight d4. Yeah, so rook b7, as I said, is the best move. But knight d4 is winning too, of course. Yeah, knight d4 is winning too. Like I said, knight d4, if king d7, rook b7 here, and then rook g7, this is winning. Or king f7, this is even better. King g8, knight takes f7. And, you know, I pointed you guys to these variations when we did it at first. And this is mate. And if he goes here, then this is another brutal mate. There's got to be some sort of mate here. Check. And then we get a win. Why don't my opponents ever castle? You know, Lucy, I get that a lot. And my answer is it must have nothing to do with me. King f8, knight f5, king g8, king g8. I thought you guys would like that ball. King g8, rook takes f7, queen f7. No, I had a tennis friend. He said your opponents, they don't believe in castling. My opponents believe in castling, but he's like 1800, 1800 lead chess, 1900. They don't. Your opponents don't believe. You know, they just never count. You know, they don't believe in castling. But my opponents, he didn't say my opponents, but we don't know what if he was implying that my opponents are mocked and never castle over as me, or we haven't discussed it. We're gonna discuss it because I help his chess, but that was a little. It's a little mocked. Knight e7. Why don't my opponents castle, Lucy? So Lucy, here for homework to answer your question. This is why they don't castle. Knight e7, king f8, queen takes a8. This is why they don't castle. Queen e8, knight f5, and now check. Lucy, I'm joking, just so you know. So you said you don't get my jokes sometimes, so I'm telling you right now, I'm joking, and you will improve your ability to detect the mock jokes the more time you spend here. King e8, knight takes g7. The point, Lucy, that I'm making is that I don't let them castle, and it starts from move, you know, right now. It starts here. The attempt to not let them castle starts from here, putting them under constant pressure, continuous development. This move, you know, so you know, pressure. So he puts pieces to the back rank, and now he's not going to castle. So it wasn't perfect, but again, this move is an attempt to not to let him castle. Now he's not going to castle, and then the rest. Now we get this beautiful combination: knight e6, rook e1, king f7, take, and sometimes knight d4 is good, but weaving the mating net is better. Taking away all those squares, and now this king is cut, as I like to say, cut in the middle of the board, and literally there is no escape. Queen e2 is coming, knight d4 is coming, so there's no defense. I don't know, f5, it doesn't do anything. Actually, it's mate in 2, check, and mate. I mean, you could also mate him in 3, like this. So yeah, there's too many threats. There's this. Let's say he plays this. Okay, queen e2, king is stuck, knight d4, now a million mates. g3, bishop c1 is another one. Set the pieces back up. So you know, if I wanted to play knight e6, take, and rook e1, but I didn't have much time, and I didn't believe that this was. But you have to believe in the attack. Take, and rook e1, and you know that's why you play a lot of blitz games and you don't study the games. I feel like you're missing out. You can study. Yeah, bishop h7 is probably my single best move ever in any game. Okay, so now you know if you just look at this, he's up a rook. It seems like it's okay. No, it's not okay. He's still in the center. He's in the crossfire, and this game is his forced mate. So this is yeah, it's okay, Bunglet, because many people said that, you know, before the mock that we have now, you know, you know, you know, I got to listen to that, but there wasn't. I never got you know, I never got that direct accusation of the you know, the beads, so to speak. It was other. It was, you know, nobody took it. Well, they weren't like, you know, some of the mockers here. So, but you know, they said it wasn't. They said it wasn't possible. Yeah, that's what they said. But if you look at Bishop H7 in that game, it's a very logical move. You want to stop him from castling. That's the basis. Oh no, no, that's the basis of the combination. Right? And you know, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, because Lucy said that my opponents never castle, so we're talking about my favorite move, or my opponent, Nutsman. He had a good line against the Mora, so I decided to play the Open Sicilian. What do I know? So did I play this? No, the theory is c4, yeah, but I didn't know. I didn't play Bishop d3. I think I did this or something. What was it? What was the opening again? a6. My opening was so bad that. Okay, this. Oh yeah. No, don't tell me. I remember the game. The first few moves, the opening, or just a little bit. Oh yeah, I did this. And then he did. No, it was take. Yeah, a6. Knight c3. Oh yeah, queen c7. Romantic chess, very funny. Oh, bishop e3, right. No, it's not this. What's the damn opening? It's ridiculous. But I can't remember it because the opening was so bad. Not bad, but it was inaccurate. Yeah, I played bishop d3. I just didn't play c4. Sorry. a6. Oh, castle. Yeah, just develop the pieces. Castle. Oh yeah, he didn't like c4, so he tried to exploit it. Well, c4 is the theory nowadays. This is, you know, Marazzi bind. You see, he tried to exploit it with or queen e2 is the theory, and then c4. Yeah, it's like a more Marazzi type position. But anyway, he tried to exploit the fact that I played bishop e3 with d5, which is actually a good move, and take, and then take, hitting my bishop. But of course, I'm not going to move my bishop. I just sack some more pawns, and if he takes here, then we get the same kind of mock that I just showed you. The opponent's not going to be castling. He's not going to be castling here because again, I'm going to hit him with queen h5, and then again, I'm going to hit him with queen h6, and there's no castling. And so, you know, we get the same, no castling, continue, no castle. Oh, there goes castling, Lucy. So that was my idea of knight c3. Yeah. He took like this, and then now there's some pressure with the f file. Even though my structure's terrible, computers nowadays, they're like, okay, just put the knight on e5. But okay, it's not that easy. So I give up the structure, but in return, I have a lot of dynamic potential. Oh yeah, this is not in the. Oh yeah, okay. He plays here, and I play queen h5. And he should play g6 because he's strong on the dark squares. And then bishop f8, and then he might be able to castle one day. You know, maybe he could castle. Like, could he castle here? Well, then I have knight g5, and maybe even still it's not that easy to castle because I have rook f7. So it's, you know, there's a lot of juice in the position that doesn't come to the fore unless you know, you look at it a little deeper. You know, down a piece and white's winning because these pieces are immobilized. It's not the most obvious variations, and king h1 stopping all this. Yeah, so that's interesting. But my point is that there's a lot of pressure with this f-file. So okay, he played knight c6, and then again, we're not going to let him castle, Lucy. Knight b5. Computer doesn't see the move yet. Give it time. Give it time, and it should see it, because knight b5 is winning. Just hasn't seen it yet. I guess it can't see it. Or I forgot the game. Which one is it? It can't see it, or I forgot the game. Which one? I don't know. We'll see if I'm in a good mood after the lecture. If you guys like the lecture, I'm in a good mood. If not, you're going to get banned. This is how it goes. No, alright. I played knight cb5. Oh, it only says this? Well, that's disappointing. Okay, so take, and then bishop h2. No. Yeah, okay, I see. It thinks it can defend. Obviously, we don't trade queens. And now we take this. We don't take with the queen. We want to keep the queen on f7. We play king takes h2. And Lucy, the threat is rook takes f7. Yes? Rook takes f7. So, yeah, he should have tried g6. Maybe, but then again, he's not castling, is he? So there's no castling in this position for him. If he castles here, he gets mated. Okay, so he played knight d8, and you know when they play a move like knight d8, this is, you know, he wants to, you know, solve this and play h6. So I played rook ad1, and he probably thought I was planning on playing like knight d6, check, and then check. But the problem is knight d6. There's queen d6 check. And a lot of masters, when I give them the problem, here they think that, you know, after h6 that the move is knight d6 check, but then queen takes d6 check. So again, this position, there's one move that wins, and every other move is fine for black because white's structure is not good. So you have to act now. The time to act is now. And again, it's very simple. Very simple. You want to stop him from castling. Okay? So with that in mind, you all know the move, yes? Yes. Bishop h7. But what's interesting about this move is if he plays rook a5, I saw queen e5, so I was proud of that. If he plays rook e5, then I play queen e5, threatening knight d6 check. And so he's losing here. So you know, you don't do this because then he has check. So I saw rook a5, queen e5, and yes. And this is winning, like knight c7, queen g7, rook h7. Yeah, rook h7 check here and check, and then oh, even take. Okay, yeah. Oh well, yeah. So rook at what? Yeah, no. I mean, my thought was direct calculation. You know, I saw it quickly. Within 5 minutes, I was in good shape. This was a game 60 actually. So it's one of my best games ever because I saw it pretty quickly. Oh no, he played knight d8 first. And you know, I said I have to stop castling, and then I looked. I know I have to stop castling, Lucy. You asked me. You said my opponents don't castle. I'm showing you why they don't castle now. So I had to stop castling, and I said, well, let me look at bishop h7. Let me look at it. So I'll look at it. Bishop h7. You can't see the move unless you dare to imagine, to dream about the move. So I look at bishop h7, rook h7, and I see knight d6 check. I wanted to play knight d6 check anyway, but he has queen takes d6 check. So okay, so bishop h7. Rook. I got a real headache after this game. I went to go play tennis. I was kind of banned after this game, but anyway, bishop h7, rook h7, knight d6 check, king f8, and then I see knight f7. I see knight f7, and if he plays knight f7, then rook d8, like Morphy. And if you study the Morphy Duke, then you know. Bishop h7, rook h7, knight d6, king f8, knight f7, and rook d8. And mate. And so, yeah, you should maybe do a video on this one day. I've done a video myself, but I'd be happy if you know, on your YouTube, if you ever did a video on this game, I would be happy. I would share it, and everybody, you know, you guys know King's Crusher's channel, so so check out his channel. One of the original YouTubers. Okay. Since when did you start your channel? 2000. Before 2010? When did you start your channel? 2000 something, right? So one of the original channels. Yeah, somebody get him a subscription if you can. So yeah, it's so bishop h7, and it's totally logical move. You want to stop castling. Appreciate it, Musa. You want to stop castling. It's funny because I showed this to one grandmaster. And they suggested queen g6, which actually I know it's funny, right? Which actually wins in all variations but one. So queen g6 is a chess problem like move because again it stops castling, right? And it wins. So one famous grandmaster suggested this, but he did it within a second. It was his first suggestion was queen g6, but then I told him that actually there's queen h4 and then black is winning because now, you know, now you can take the queen, and there's king e7. Obviously, this would be winning, or better for white. So, again, just so you guys know, the threat was rook f7. The threat was rook takes f7, and queen f7, knight d6. So that was the threat: rook f7, queen f7, knight d6. So he stopped it, and then rook d8, rook d1. Threatening, you know, very simple move, bishop e4 and knight d6. So he plays h6 and now bishop h7. And again, he has to take, otherwise, yeah, if he plays rook a5, queen e5. So again, we stop castling. This is one of the keys to attacking chess. Rook h7, knight d6, king f8, and knight takes f7. This is actually also winning. I would say king safety, you know, king safety, you know. Kasparov agreed. Kasparov said king safety, you know. I would say that, you know, checkmate ends the game, goes along with king safety, right? When they interviewed Kasparov, he said king safety was #1, which makes sense. Because, you know, when you're sacrificing all this material and people, you know, it's more important than material, right? You give away all the material, but what matters in the end is if the king survives or not, right? So that would be #1. So rook d8 is also winning, but I didn't really consider rook d8 because this move is just so much better. Knight d6, king f8, knight takes f7. And again, if knight f7, rook d8, and mate. So he played knight c6, and it's funny. I was so zoned in that I didn't even see that knight h6 is easy win. You know, bungle it. So this is what makes the game even more funny. I didn't even see knight h6 as an easy win. What I saw was knight e5. Knight h6, I swear, I didn't see, but knight e5 is actually the beautiful artistic finish. So I saw knight e5, king g8, knight takes c6, and if bc6, then rook d8, and the rook is perfectly cornered to allow the back rank checkmate. So actually knight e5 is better than knight h6. Knight h6 is simple move, which I didn't see. Knight e5. I'm glad I didn't see it because knight e5 and now knight takes c6. And if he takes here, yes, the computer will give a barbaric mate in 3, like rook d8 and this. But I wasn't planning on doing that. This is a case where I think the mate in 4 is better. Like this mate in 4 is much. Oh, Tal would also say king safety. Queen d8 and now queen f7, king h8, and queen f8. And this is what I saw. And this is the yes, I calculated this. Yes. That's why I played knight e5. Yes. Now I would say that when I first played bishop h7, I stopped at knight takes f7, and then when he played king g8, then I did knight e5. So I knew that here this is winning, and then I felt it was winning. And then here this was enough, because of here. And when he plays knight c6, then we look for knight e5 here, and then knight takes c6. And yeah, I mean, he played this, and then yeah, and then I played king g1 or something, and then he, well, if he takes, it's mate again, right? Well, this is mate or this is mate. I don't remember. What did he do? He did some move. King g1, g6, okay. King g1, g6, queen here. It didn't matter at this point. He was totally, yeah, he was totally crushed. And then rook f8. Yeah, and then he resigned. Doesn't matter, the game was beautiful up to that point. So, yeah. So yeah, Lucy, that answers your question as to why the opponent doesn't castle, because you don't let him castle. I mean, you know, it's with the principle of not letting him castle. Like, threat is rook f7, can't castle. Here, again, can't castle. And now, again, no, I'm not going to let him castle. Bishop h7 wins. So one of my best games ever, for sure. No preparation at all in this game, just plain, just open Sicilian. Literally, just only move I know is bishop d3, so no preparation, and just playing. Definitely, even the opponent was, you know, he was 2100. That doesn't matter. What matters is the game. So one of my best games for sure. So yeah, good lecture. Yeah, on not letting the opponent castle. So thanks for that, and let's move on.